When you compress your eating into a single focused window, a protocol often called OMAD, or 1 meal a day, you aren't starving. You are flipping a switch that most modern humans have never touched. Imagine a warehouse where delivery trucks never stop arriving. The manager is screaming, boxes are piling up, blocking the exits, and the roof is leaking because no one has time to fix it. This isn't just a metaphor. This is your body on 3 meals a day. Now, imagine what happens when you finally lock the doors and stop the trucks. For the first time in years, the cleaning crew comes out. Today, we are looking strictly at the physiology of what happens when you stop eating. We're going to walk through the 23-hour timeline, hour by hour, so you can understand exactly why waiting for that one meal might be the single most powerful decision you make for your health. Let's start the clock. First hours 0 to 4. The clock starts the moment you put down your fork from your last meal. For the first 4 hours, you are physically full. Your system is flooded with energy. Your stomach is churning, breaking down proteins into amino acids and turning carbohydrates into glucose. This enters your bloodstream, and your pancreas responds by releasing insulin. Insulin is the key player here. You need to think of insulin as a one-way valve. When insulin is high, energy flows into your cells. It is impossible for energy to flow out. As long as insulin is circulating in your blood, your fat cells are locked vaults. You cannot burn body fat in this phase. It is biologically impossible. During these first 4 hours, your body is prioritizing immediate energy. It uses what is in the blood. If there is excess, and in a modern diet there is almost always excess, insulin takes that extra sugar and packs it into the liver and muscles as something called glycogen. Think of glycogen as your wallet. It's easy cash, accessible but limited. You feel fine here. This is normal, but nothing special has happened yet. Hours 4 to 12. Now we move into the zone where most people give up. Around hour 6 or 8, your blood sugar begins to normalize. The massive influx of energy from your meal is gone. The warehouse is quiet. The insulin, that busy manager, starts to clock out. This is where your brain sends a signal. Hey, the easy cash in the wallet is running low. This is ghrelin, the hunger hormone. It spikes. You feel that rumble in your stomach. You might feel a little irritable. This is the moment most people mistake for starvation. They think, oh no, I'm shaky, I need to eat. But you aren't starving. You are just addicted to the easy fuel. Your body is like a car that has only ever run on high-octane gasoline, and now it's being asked to switch to the backup battery. It stutters. If you push through this, a fascinating shift occurs. Your liver realizes no new food is coming, so it opens up the glycogen wallet. It starts breaking down stored sugars to keep your blood glucose steady. You aren't losing muscle. You aren't dying. You are simply using the cash you saved for a rainy day. Now entering 12 hour. At this stage, your glycogen stores, that easy cash, are dropping to critical lows. Now, the body has a choice. It can shut down, or it can unlock the vault. Since you are a survival machine designed to hunt for days without food, your body unlocks the vault. Insulin drops to its lowest baseline level. This is the signal your biochemistry has been waiting for. With insulin out of the way, the enzyme hormone-sensitive lipase activates. This enzyme is the key that unlocks your fat cells. For the first time in perhaps days or weeks, your body begins to draw energy effectively from your adipose tissue. You are no longer running on the bagel you ate yesterday. You are running on you. Hour 14 to 16, fuel change phase. Between hour 14 and 16, the feeling of the fast changes completely. The hunger pangs usually vanish. Why? Because the fuel supply is no longer fluctuating. When you rely on food, your energy is a roller coaster. When you rely on body fat, your energy is a steady, flat line. You have tens of thousands of calories of fat stored on your body right now, even if you are thin. That is a battery that can run for weeks. As your body breaks down fat, the liver converts these fatty acids into ketones. This is crucial for your brain. Your brain cannot burn fat directly. It needs glucose or ketones. And it turns out, the brain loves ketones. Ketones are a superfuel. They burn cleaner than glucose. Glucose creates a lot of metabolic smoke, what we call oxidative stress, when it's burned. Ketones burn clean. They produce more energy per molecule with less waste. This is why around hour 16, People report the lift. The brain fog evaporates. Your focus sharpens. You don't feel lethargic. You feel electric. This makes evolutionary sense. If a hungry caveman got sleepy and dumb, he wouldn't catch prey. He would die. Hunger makes us sharper. It turns us into hunters. Hours 16 to 18. Now we arrive at the most important part of the cycle. This is the reason many researchers are obsessed with this timeline, autophagy. Remember that warehouse we talked about? The one that was too busy to ever get cleaned? At hour 18, the warehouse has been empty for a long time. The manager needs proteins to keep the machine running, but no new delivery trucks are coming in. So, he orders the staff to start scavenging. They look around the warehouse for broken shelving, rusty pipes, and old trash. They break these down and melt them to create new, strong steel. In your body,